Okay, so
I'm Nick.
Okay, so Nick, how many? Okay, you work at Cracker Barrel, so
Spoiler.
if you had to guesstimate, how many customers' dishes have you ejaculated into?
Probably about 37. Over 6 years. Over 6 years.
Oh, so that's not just like this year?
No.
Okay. What's
This month, this week.
What's the projection for the end of the year?
Well, if he's already at, what, 37, you said?
Yeah, over 6 years. It has to be like on a steady incline.
What's that, like a little over 5 a year? 5 times 6, 35.
That's alright.
30.
Who pisses you off enough to where you actually take the time out to take a plate over to a corner, skeet in the fucking food, and then put it back on? Who has that much time?
Honestly, it was just a slow day.
Well, okay, it's easy because we have the we have the white gravy.
Oh my god!
For the biscuit and stuff, so they can't even tell.
Oh, okay.
You just stir it real good.
We just put a little bit in a bowl and then do it and mix it up.
Salt.
There isn't even any gravy involved. That's just like they require the employees to do that during their breaks.
Tina
just
from
crank one off into the gravy container.
Tina from the front just comes back there. This woman's being a bitch. You know what to do.
Oh, from waiting.
Yeah.
Now they come back and they say, "This customer ordered extra gravy." Wink, wink.
Okay.
Wow, this is surprisingly chunky. You can get yourself checked.
Oh my god.
It just happens once too many times that
Okay.
night. It's like the third time you're like,
Alright, this is
just drinking water.
okay, alright, this actually sparks like an interesting question. Like, okay, who's the most difficult person like you ever had to deal with, like at work or anything like that?
Like employee-wise, or
Like it could be an employee,
it could
be an employee, it could be a customer, it could be anybody you can
I mean,
think
I
of.
worked with Justin. That was pretty annoying.
Oh god.
You sang show tunes every shift.
Hey, I worked with Justin too. Or
Yeah,
Cracker
you do. Have you killed yourself yet?
I almost.
Yeah, almost. Eat the gravy.
Honestly, is Justin even like alive anymore?
Yeah.
Like, what does he do?
He's right down the street.
I know he is.
He just smokes and
Smokes and works.
Yeah, I mean, he
goes to
concerts.
concerts.
He
Yeah.
goes through chemo like more days out of the week
It's
than
like
not.
chemo.
Like, how does
Yeah.
Justin have so much money for concerts when I'm barely like making it? You know what I mean?
He works nonstop. He really does.
He sells
And
his
then
semen.
He doesn't spend any of it unless it's weed unless he gets from someone else.
You know how many like he goes to really high profile concerts.
I know he spends at least like $300 a ticket.
Does he? Okay,
Most of us.
one. Does
Yeah.
he have a girlfriend?
No,
Okay, that's
He has those
that's
2
saves
roommates
thousands.
though.
it doesn't matter. He has one roommate now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nicole
And if
has
he
a
has
boyfriend.
people like to help pay for his bills
Is it
and
just
stuff
him and
like that.
Nicole?
Does he
And
pay
her-
like
and
his
her
phone
boyfriend.
bill and all that stuff?
Oh, he
too?
lives there too.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know how he makes money for that.
I think he gives people head.
Tips at Cracker Barrel. I mean, they can be pretty good.
Does
Okay.
he like
question.
fuck all the old women?
Question: Does
Yeah.
he? Does he have like a savings fund to where like
No.
that he was supposed to use for college or
No.
anything like that? Okay.
Absolutely not. I'd be
Is he a
shocked.
lifer at the barrel?
Actually, he works at the one in like. I work at the one. So.
Alright.
All right, so answer Chase's question. Chase, why don't you start off since? This
Okay,
is-
there was this one bitch that came through one time, and I usually don't like call somebody a bitch off the front, but she was just being difficult at this entire.
I
Is
remember
this
this
the
story.
one
This
that
is the story.
threw the
The
ice
hate
cream
crime.
at you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We heard
hate crime.
this.
I've never
Did-
heard this.
Wait, did
This we already went through
Yeah, we
this
went
on
through this.
another circle.
Did
jerk.
we?
Yes.
Okay, well, there's another one. There's a few of them, quite honestly, that I can
There's
think
a
of.
total hate
Pick
Steven,
another
Steven,
one.
to give you the rundown, pretty much this one bitch decided that she wanted a vanilla shake instead of a chocolate shake. After she drank out of the vanilla shake, got mad, argued with
She
me
knew
for a
it was
little
in
bit.
the vanilla
Fuck
shake.
you. And like she acted like she wanted to walk away, and then she came back and chucked the shake at me and ran out the store.
Huh.
Yeah, it was.
Huh.
Yeah. Okay.
And she was in full clan attire.
Oh my god. No. Okay. Well, I've been through that one. There's a couple more.
What?
people-
There's this time that the clan ran it out in the DQ.
No, I mean like I went through that story before. Give me a
okay.
second and I'll think of another one. There's a couple of other.
What you want, bitch?
Let me see it.
What?
The thing actually spins?
Yeah, it spins here.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, who has another
For our
story?
viewers back home, Ethan's giving us autism.
Yeah.
he has a fidget spinner.
I'm not alone.
I mean, I don't work directly with
You're right. There's a lot of
customers.
autistic 9-year-olds playing Minecraft.
Nick is talking. Nick is talking.
Okay, Nick
Okay,
has the
I don't work like
speaking
directly with
pole.
customers since I'm a cook.
Oh,
But
I
I thought you
watched
watched
a
dishes.
gigolo. No.
That's his side job.
That's my side job. I'm talking about my real job.
Bruce Gigolo, American
Okay, but
Gigolo.
just people can be
That
so
movie.
stupid. Like if you ever worked in like customer service, just people don't know what they want. People can't read the menu.
Or they want specific things that they're just like. out
Yeah,
of
they
this
want us to do
world.
stupid stuff like
I want a 6-inch.
We-
We don't do something.
we had a steak.
I'm only 5.
We had a steak one time that some guy ordered, and he wanted us to cut it up for him. Like I literally had to cut the steak into like pieces
Are you serious?
for this guy.
Hey, fucking baby.
Can you chew it up and spit it in my mouth
Yeah.
like a mama bird?
Fucking mama bird.
Yeah, I
Get
did it
him a
for
bib.
I did it for that guy, but we also had a guy who wanted a burger, but he wanted us to cut it in half for him.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, well
We've had people that
we
ask
didn't
us
do that.
before.
like because we're not allowed to like touch their food and stuff. Like
Right,
it comes
okay.
a certain way. It's supposed to look a certain
Right.
way when we send it out,
Definitely.
and they got so butthurt that they could have just cut it in half themselves. But
No, they're
Right.
dumb.
yeah,
The thing is, like, that person, that couldn't have been the first time that they went and requested for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they've been to Cracker Barrel before.
And they had the same weight. No.
Yeah, right. And they would get equally pissed every time.
They're like, oh, it's this
just
fucking guy.
people get mad that they can't get what they want, even though it tells you on the menu what it comes with.
And that's when you ejaculate into their...
Yeah, that's when we might like drop it on the floor by accident or
Yeah.
Nice.
pick it
Wipe
up.
your butt with it.
All right.
Wow, that would be a lot of work.
I
What
have-
if it's mashed potato?
I have one.
I request
Brown
gravy
baby.
for this.
I have another one, and then I have to actually go. But
No.
I have to. But I have
Actually,
this
I do
one's
know it's
Trying to
one.
get sweet
The
poon.
bitches
No.
be calling.
no. I actually have to go visit my brother's house because some shit's going.
Chris,
Yeah.
is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine. Wait, how do? Oh yeah, you know my brother.
Are the Crips there?
Yeah, I've never met Chase's family. Ever.
But no, but so there was this one customer. He called in. He was like, "Yeah, I came up there about 3 days ago. I ordered this, this, and this. This was wrong. This was wrong.
3
this
days
was wrong."
ago?
Yeah, exactly.
Bitch, let it go.
That's the first red flag right there. I'm like, so this
Don't come
happened 3 days ago, and you're calling back now. He's like, "Yeah, well, I talked to one of the other managers the other day." I was like, "What was her name?" It was one of the women one. Did you get a name? No, I didn't really get a name, but I talked to her, and she said if I come back and bring the receipt, that I can get my food back. And I'm like, I already know this guy's trying to get free food, so
Yeah.
you know what? He's trying to screw me over. Fuck it. I was like, okay, sir, if you bring the receipt here with you, we'll see what we can do. So I wanted to see what kind of fucking receipt he had. So he comes through, and keep in mind, at the Krusty Krab where I work, we usually don't give out, like, the receipts unless like they use like a debit card or a credit card and has like their total on it or something like that.
Mhm.
And it's
Plus,
just
your guys' receipts are kind of weird too.
yeah, they're different. They're special. So I know our receipts from other people. So this guy comes in and like he's like, "Oh yeah, I need to get all this stuff replaced," and then he puts the receipt down and I look at him like, "That's not our receipt," and he's like, "Yes, it is. It's one of fucking Dairy Queen's receipts." I'm like, "Dude, that's not our receipt." He's like, "It says clearly right there, Dairy Queen. This is everything I ordered. This is what I paid for it. This was wrong, and this was wrong." I'm like, "Sir, I understand where you're coming from, but this is not one of our receipts." He's like, "What? It's a Dairy Queen receipt. What's the difference?" I go over and print off a receipt from one of the orders that just came up. I was like, "This is our receipt. This is your receipt. You see how there's a bunch of differences?" And he's sitting here trying to argue and yell at me. And then at one point he decides that arguing with me is not going to get anything out of the way. He's like, "What, do you just fucking hate white people?" I'm like, clearly, I work at a restaurant where every other staff member is white. I'm clearly working in the right place if I hate white people. And then there's this one woman who comes to the store all the time, and like it's an older woman, and she's like, "You leave him alone. He's a nice boy, and he's just doing his best."
Granny.
So she actually stood up with me, and it was fucking. I was like, actually, see? And then he's like, "No, you're just." And he was like, "I'll come over this counter and whoop your ass." And then he said that, and now
white boy, I get paid if you
now
do.
I'm getting mad because I'm like, dude, I'm trying to handle this in a civil way, but you're making me mad.
We tried to handle it
and
in a civil way
Chase starts
too.
to unzip his pants.
Well, we'll handle this.
Knocks him out with his
It's
wing.
funny because I'm getting mad a little bit, and it's starting to show a little bit, and then my boy Jordan is in the back, and then Dalton's in the back kitchen too. So Jordan goes over there and grabs Dalton, and Jordan and Dalton come up front too, and they're like, "Chase, you good?" I'm like, "I got this." I was like, "Dude."
They're like packages.
I'm like, dude, you got two options. Because we're not going to give you any free food because you're just trying to get over. So you can either leave now or we can call the cops. And he's like, or I can fuck you up right now and solve this problem.
Yeah, let's
now,
do it.
old woman.
Okay.
Now the
Rational.
This
now-
guy's dick has to be so fucking small. Wanted to come back to get Dairy Queen, like
3
call
days.
several times.
I'm
3
sorry-
days later.
I'm sorry, JJ. No, we're not giving you any food. No.
Oh.
Dude, no, but he got, I was like, and then at this point, the old woman on the side is just like, kick his ass. Just kick his ass and get him out of here.
And then she pulls out her gun.
And then,
Granny whooping ass.
and then, at this very moment, like, luckily, like, for him, but, like, luckily, the owner comes in. You know Dan. Like, yeah, Big
Yeah.
Dan. So he comes
Dirty
in.
Dan?
So he, yeah, Dirty Dan. Dirty Dan comes
Dirty
in.
Dan.
And, like, he comes up and he's like, hey Chase, how's everything going? And then the one dude's like, you're lucky, man. You're lucky I got somewhere to be. I'll be back. I promise
in 3
you.
days.
And he leaves, and then Dan just looked at me and was like, the fuck was that all about? He's like, dude, I'm gonna have to tell you later. But that is the, oh my god. I wanted to,
To fire you up.
dude, I was so heated. Like, I went in the back, cooled off, grabbed, I looked at Dan, I was like, can I go grab a beer or like 2? Because I just need something to calm my nerves. And he's like, you should have told me what was going on. I would have fucking grabbed him by the neck and I was like, dude, no.
Throwing his ass out of the curb.
Yeah. Dude, that is, God, that was so fucking stupid.
Okay, so Robert remember this one. I don't know if you were there that day, but I mean, there's so many to choose from. But like the
Every
one
day
that
is
comes
hell
to
on
my
earth.
mind was that one lady that came in the drive-thru one time, and Nick actually had drive-thru not this Nick. He had drive-thru sitting still, and just to piss this lady off because she was being obnoxious.
Mhm.
So he lets her sit at the front window, and this lady just like he lets the window shut, and he's just standing there like this. So like she can see. I mean, it had like a darkening thing on the window, so you can't really see in it, but you can see if there's someone there. And she's just laying on the horn, just like honking her horn constantly. And Nick's like, nope, she's just gonna sit. And like let her sit there for like 5 minutes. And we were running food out the door to the cars around her. He's letting her.
What did she do to piss you guys off so much?
She was just bitching about everything. She's trying to get something replaced, probably. I don't even know.
Oh my
Jesus.
god. Great.
No, I had a guy sit there and start yelling at me one time because he was pissed because he had to wait like 2 minutes on his fries.
When?
Anyway.
Huh?
I gotta leave as well.
But anyways, one of like our newer employee was doing the fries and she messed them up, so then he had to wait longer. So she puts them in the bag and she dropped them in there, and I guess like they tipped when they went in the bag. So this guy like he looks in there and he's like, I don't want that shit. He's like, you expect me to eat that when my food's over the fucking bag? And starts like freaking out because his fries tipped over in his bag. Then proceeds to throw this big old bitch fit. So then after I fix all of it, he's sitting there telling me, he's like, you gotta understand where I'm coming from. I want to eat my food, and I don't want to take it home and have it look like that. And I'm just like, dude, just get out of here.
When customers try to explain that shit,
It makes me so mad. Like, no, you've already been a shithead. You can't come back from it. Just take your shit and go.
yeah.
Like, there's no recovering it.
At that point, we're pissed off at you, so you should know just leave.
Get fucked.
Alright.
Bye, Chase. Bye, Ethan.
See ya, fellas.
Yes.
Whose is this?
That's mine.
Oh, okay. I was like, who left their shit here?
Take all the money out of the wallet. Trans people, trans people, trans people, trans people.